I walked through a mess, a load of stuff, glass splitters, smoke, water dripping from the ceiling. We had to walk through puddles and we were evacuated.
That is an eyewitness account of what's going on in Brussels this morning as we wake up to the news that there were at least three explosions, two at a metro link, one at the airport, total of 26 dead as of now. They're saying over 130 are injured. As you can imagine, everyone's on high alert, including the Belgian federal prosecutors who say that, yes, this is a terrorist bombing. To talk more about this from ABC News, crime and terrorism consultant Brad Garrett. Brad, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, McGraw.
Your initial thoughts as you see this, based on the fact that we just captured the Paris bomber just the other day.
I think it's a combination of two things, McGraw. One is, yes, his arrest. Second, that he apparently is talking, according to public source, which could potentially motivate people that are in place to get with the program and go commit their terrorist act because the law enforcement might be on their heels. So that's another component. Now, having said that, do I think that some of these attacks were probably already planned anyway? I think the answer is yes.
Yesterday, when news started coming out that this guy started talking, I thought it was an interesting and odd thing to reveal by the authorities that he was talking. If he was talking, why did they make that public? Why wouldn't they just keep that to themselves?
I scratched my head, McGraw, when I heard that. You could not sort of keep from the public the arrest because it was a raid. A lot of people there, a lot of media there. I get that. But to be chatty about what he's saying, not saying, doing, not doing, is just not very prudent. We've had that problem in other cases in the United States, particularly non-terrorism cases, but it always gives you a problem to prematurely release information because it's a trigger, obviously. And it could have been, not knowing what Abdul Salim had in place before he was captured, were those, a signal to somebody? Who knows? That's the big concern.
Yeah. After the Paris attack, we learned a lot about this Molenbeek neighborhood, and now this is where the Metrolink attack occurred. It seemed like this area of Brussels is a toxic soup, and just people are not shocked that something like this happened there.
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, we collectively have thought that something would have happened long before we got into to Paris. That the level of extremist behavior, the sheer volume of people that the Belgians, we were convinced, didn't really have a handle on who all the players were, for a lot of different reasons that they didn't know, and that it was just cooking people day in and day out into this sort of extremist type, let's go attack operational mode. And of course, every time, McGraw, there is an attack that by their definition is successful, then it motivates the next group of people who are like-minded.
So now we're getting reports that there's an active manhunt in Brussels. Does it move that fast? Is that possible that they could know or have a sense and be on the chase of somebody who might have done this already?
It is very possible because we don't know what intelligence they had. What happens to all law enforcement intelligence agencies, McGraw, is they get pieces of information like there's going to be an attack. We just don't know where. Well, many times when you get that type of intelligence, it is attached to individuals or groups. So did they already have their eye on, person A, B, and C? Maybe Abdul Salim filled in some blanks for them. And so the combination of the two has sent them in the direction of specific individuals.
Yeah. No one's really taken claim for this, so lots of people can speculate. But I guess we still don't even know if this is ISIS-directed or an ISIS sympathizer. And if it's only an ISIS sympathizer, it's almost like how do you even begin to stop someone who just sympathizes with a group who has the ability to sort of make any type of homemade bomb?
Aspirational fighters, in other words, people that watch, experience, absorb, become part of, without direct links to organizations, unfortunately, McGraw, is becoming the new norm. which is an absolute nightmare for law enforcement. Because if you don't know about it in advance, obviously San Bernardino is our most recent example, then you got big problems.
Brad Garrett. I'm sorry, Brad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Brad Garrett, ABC crime and terrorism consultant. Brad, thank you for your time. Great stuff today.
See you, McGraw.
Okay, 8:10.